I went to high school, and I was wanderlust. It was boring. So what I did, I heard that you could go to Hawaii if you enlisted in the Air Corps. So I enlisted in the Air Corps. Was sent to, this was in 1940. Lo and behold, I was sent to California. We got on a ship and we went to Hawaii. Assigned to an Air Corps squadron that had fighter planes. Of course, those were peaceful days. And then as time went by, the Air Corps kept expanding, and I was in the 47th. And as the things began to be a little tumultuous throughout the world, they made new squadrons, and then I was transferred to what was called the 72nd Squadron. Well, it came December, and we had made revetments, so the planes were spread out, and in case of an attack. And on a Sunday before the 7th of December, the paper said, attack expected over the weekend in the Pacific. Well, not Hawaii, that's too far from Japan. And Saturday we went to Honolulu. At that time you could have a little sake or beer, whatever you wanted. We celebrated a little and came home, and we were in tents behind the hangars. And being a Catholic, my duty and my desire was to go to Mass on Sunday morning. Oh gosh, it's 7 o'clock. It's a little early for Mass. And go. So finally I jumped up and got my uniform on and went to church. As we came out, we heard airplanes overhead. We thought it was the Navy. And then we heard machine gun fire, and we thought, gee, trying the machine guns out over Wheeler Field, over an airfield, they just don't do that. And then all of a sudden the tone changed, and we looked up, and the planes began to dive, and we dropped their bombs, and it was the attack. I ran probably the stupidest thing I could have done to a pillar beside the hangar. Well, in all sincerity, I don't believe they were after the personnel. They were after destroying our planes to try to, was more important than killing people. While I was standing there, the plane was so low, and the gunner I thought, oh God, he saw me. I think he did see me. He was smiling, but he didn't pull the trigger. Then I decided it wasn't safe for me. This was the first attack. So I started looking for a place to hide in. I saw something move in the grass, and it was a plate manhole cover. I ran over there, and I looked, and there was 3 or 4 fellows in the manhole and a frog, and I jumped in on top of them and pulled the cover over us, and by that time it was the second wave. And fortunately, I didn't get hurt, except my feelings. And that was the attack of Pearl Harbor. I often hear this, nobody greeted us. Well, we got in New York, and there was a few people saying hi, and we got on a train, went to Camp Shelby, Mississippi, and from there on they said, now you can have leave, but you're not out of the service. So I got on a bus that got as far as Lansing, and I got on what was the bus?
Oh.
Anyway, the bus that ran from Clare to Lansing. And one of the neighbor men, he was a bus driver. He'd been doing it for a number of years. And when I was in Lansing getting on the bus, he said, "Where you been?" I said, "Oh, I don't know where I've been, but I know where I'm going." So I got on the bus, and we got to Shepherd. We lived 3.5 miles south of Shepherd on US 27. And when he got there, he let me out. He said, "It's nice to see you." And my dog met me, and my mother. After 5 years.
That's when it was.
So I really don't have a lot of sympathy for these. Oh, they didn't greet us. I got, my dog licked my hand, and my mother hugged me. And what more do you need? And I was home.